Asian American Council. The council was established 24 years ago under the auspices of late Police Commissioner Benjamin Ward of New York City Police Department, City of New York. The council's primary goal was to support the police network within Asian American communities in the city of New York. After 10 years with NYPD, the Asian American Council branched off on its own as a non-for-profit organization. Through the Council's collaboration with the New York City Police Department, we have greatly improved safety and strengthened the relationship between the law enforcement agencies and the Asian American communities here in New York. Our goal is service to the Asian community by providing counseling by way of seminars, individual consultation, and awareness programs. The Asian American Council provides information and guidance to the Asian American communities here again in New York City. The New York City is not city, it's a bigger than country. So I would like to call New York country rather than New York City. Of the Asian I had a bad evening last night. Of the Asian society and for the Asian American immigrants to assimilate themselves into the mainstream of the American society. Under the last census of the federal government, approximately 75% of the Asian population here in New York State lives in New York City, where 1 in 10 residents is Asian Americans. The Asian population in New York City grew by 71% from 600,000 in 1990 to 90,000 in 2000. It's a tremendous growing population, the population growing like a mountain fire, growing and growing and growing. The United States political society no longer ignored our Asian American communities in the United States. And 76% immigrants comprise the vast majority of the Asian population in New York City in the year of 2000. About 8 years ago, which I'm talking about, now it's even better and greater, more, I'm sorry. 82% of Asian immigrants in New York City came to the United States in the last 20 years. It's almost 8 years before. Feeling population growth of the city's Asian immigrants continued in the 2000 census. 43% were naturalized United States citizens. So we have more Americans than before. This Guantero, please remind these numbers. The Asian community might give you more job with a short manpower. I'm sorry, but do your best. Thank you. The Asian American in New York City had a higher post-secondary education and higher house family poor incomes, but greater senior citizen poverty and a lower per capita income, then the general city population, armed with the status, the Asian American Council has been committed to improving the quality life of the Asian Americans by undertaking outreaching programs with the different departments of the city, state, and federal, conducting seminars and symposia with the departments of the Consumer Affairs, New York City Police Department especially, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, which we call CIS, used to be INS, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, to name a few. As we celebrate our 21st anniversary, I would like to thank you, all of the members of the Council, and especially Lisa Lee, co-chairwoman, Mr. Woo Kwang-hee, co-chairman of the Council, especially for the Ambassador Kariba, Mr. Kadakura, and Mrs. Tomiko Abe, the co-chairwoman of the Council in Japan, for their tireless support, without whom we could not reach the large decision we enjoy today. I deeply appreciate from my bottom of the heart for listening my speech and enjoy with us this evening, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. Mr. Ambassador, Mr. Consul General, Mr. District Attorney, Mayor, judges, members of the legislative community, the judicial community, law enforcement agencies, and most importantly, friends of Michael Lim. I think I've now included everybody in this room. It's a great honor and privilege to be here before you today and to say thank you very much for acknowledging whatever work I have done in my 26 years as a member of the United States Congress. I'm particularly proud to tell you that I represent this district in which we find ourselves tonight, the 5th Congressional District. This is a great country. This is a great state, a great city, a great community. As most of you know, there are 435 different congressional districts that make up. This district is a microcosm of the world. When you look around in this room, when you look around in the communities that make up our district, you will see what I'm talking about. And more important than that, the contribution that the Asian community has made to the United States, in particular in this area, is quite remarkable. You have added to the strength, the culture, and I tell you that because that's the destiny of everybody in this community. To be able to reach out and become whatever you want to become. You have given so much. You have strengthened us economically. You have increased and improved the richness of our society. Years ago, they used to say that the city of New York was a melting pot. That's no longer true. Because in a melting pot, you throw in all the ingredients and it boils and everything comes out the same bland color, the same bland flavor, and no uniqueness to the taste. It is really a tapestry made up of many pieces and many colors, each piece having a distinction of its own, each piece being a separate color, a separate shape, making a separate contribution, standing out when you look at it in and of its own. And yet when you stand back, all these pieces together make one beautiful picture. Never lose your identity. Assimilate as part of the American dream, but maintain your identity and heritage. There is nothing wrong with loving two mothers. There is nothing wrong to making sure that your children and your children's children appreciate the place from which you came, because that is part of who you are and who you always will be. Beautifully, over the years that I've been a member of Congress and that Michael Lim's organization has been an